What up, people? We have a podcast going now. It's called Crowd Pleasers. I'm here today with Something Major Band. What's up, guys?
What's up?
My name's Milan. Want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm Tanya, the singer person of Something Major Band.
I'm Joe.
I am Will, the guitar player. I play keys. Guitar. Not sure.
I'm Daniel. I'm the bass player.
And harmonica.
I play harmonica sometimes as well.
My name is Dave Hamar. I am the drummer. I didn't know I was supposed to say what instrument I play.
Well,
we couldn't.
Obviously.
It's got to be clear.
It's definitely
You play the crewmar.
The crewmar plays him.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of get into your story, your background. I heard that this year you guys had a switch up with a new rebrand, a new era for you guys. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how that came about.
Yeah, so most of us met roughly like 12-ish years ago at Busch Gardens. I knew Joe longer by a couple years. We had played music in another band together. And then Will, I think, knew the guys from the gig circuit. Will was the only one of us that didn't work at Busch Gardens. And we had been doing some wedding gigs for this company called Baking's Band. And
shout out Baking.
Shout out Baking's Band. We still do work for them. And it's just one of those things where we kept getting put on gigs together. And every time that we would be together, I think we noticed that there was something special there. So it honestly was very organic how we came together and formed. So that was cool. And eventually after I felt like it was a year or two of brainstorming names for this entity. It was like originally Tanya Enriquez Project, just because that was the name.
The lead.
Like
It's usually in this industry, whatever the lead singer is and something funny.
And I always hated that because growing up, my parents really wanted me to be like an artist. And I have never been interested in being a solo artist. Never, ever. That's just, it's always been about who I play with, not me singing.
You're a rare breed.
Well, thank you.
I can't say that word. Rare.
breed.
I'm
I'm also like a crazy extrovert and I don't like to be alone ever. Literally never. And my husband can
This is
tell you,
true.
I never like to be alone. Even if it's alone together, like I don't like to be alone. So I think that all of that contributed to helping that. So I was like, Tanya Enriquez Project doesn't feel right. I don't want to be the focus of this. I want it to be like a thing that we all have equal ownership over. So Dave actually came in one day and he was like, I saw these words together on like a music page, like Modern Measure. And I thought it was a cool idea. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. We all kind of loved it. And so Modern Measure it was. We were Modern Measure for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years, right? And then I got an email last year in the summer, I want to say. I think it was August, from this guy who said, hey, you're infringing on my trademark. I own everything that there is to do with Modern Measure.
Wait, so he just hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. So he's just like because so keep in mind she's saying like they've been Modern Measure for 4 or 5 years, but like where you guys play mostly in like the Tampa, Sarasota, St. Pete area. It's not like, oh, we've been Modern Measure for 4 or 5 years playing every other month or something like that. Like they're hitting the pavement every single weekend, sometimes during the week. Like they're full-time musicians that have been playing under this name for 4 or 5 years, multiple days out of the week for multiple years. So
yeah, it was a big deal.
It's not like he couldn't see that there's already traction and a lot of views and a lot of money that you guys have made under this name already.
Well, that was the problem. So the problem was last year we invested in SEO. We got a company to do our website so that when you searched for bilingual wedding band, we would actually come up. And in investing that money, he started to search for his own band Modern Measure because he's trying to put out an album, which I'm sure has been released in December. And
Don't give him any.
all
Shout out to
all that
Mono.
You'll
came-
never get money from us. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know this guy. I'm just
all
like
that came
loyal.
up was us.
He's all right.
We eclipsed him, and he was pissed. And he was like, I asked him, I was like, can we buy you out of it? Is there anything that we can do? And he basically said, no, this is my entity. I've had it for 9 years. It's mine, and you need to stop. So the first thing I did was contact a trademark attorney, and they asked me all of the details, and they did research into his trademark. And apparently this guy not only has paid to renew the trademark every year, but the last time that he did it, paid for like the highest level of trademark, which precludes anybody from using anything even close to that name.
And like being a musician, you learn this stuff through trial and error. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like, okay, you form a company, you're making money, you're booking gigs, and then all of a sudden, like, you automatically know what to do in these situations.
Well, and it's so common in our industry that people just have the same names because
Yeah.
we're just a bunch of cover bands. I mean, if you look on the internet, Mixed Signal is a huge band in our area. If you look, there are at least 5 across the country. Who cares? I mean, it's the same as Swipe Right. I mean, there are plenty of bands with these names.
Yeah.
It's just nobody cares enough to trademark them and say, you got my name. But this guy did. We picked the one name for the one guy who really, really gave a crap.
Yeah.
So, we had no choice but to rebrand because the trademark attorney said not only can he come after you legally, but additionally, he can contact every single venue that you play at and say, if you hire this band, you're infringing on my trademark. You're an accessory to infringement, and that he can ruin your life. And so the guy basically, he contacted me. It was, I think it was early August, I want to say, maybe at the best case, late July. And he said, by the way, I want everything changed immediately. I was like, and
Oh, just chill. Give me a moment.
yeah. So basically, I just told him the truth. I said, look, it took us a really long time to settle on a name. It's not one person here. We're not an electronic duo like you are. It's not 2 people. We're 5 people. Please give us some time. But I promise that we're going to do this as quickly as we can. And I was pretty communicative and respectful, even though there were times that I definitely just wanted to tell him to F off. But I didn't. Because I knew in the back of my head, like, this guy really ultimately has all the power.
Well, he has a lot of leverage at
Yep.
this point. So it's like you don't want to risk seeing whether or not he's bluffing or not. You know what I
for
mean?
sure. Yeah. And if he spent that much money on a damn trademark, like, all right, fine. So we all had the names, and we had this whole chat, and it was like some people got GPT involved, and we were laughing at like the crazy names, and it was just nothing was really resonating, and we kind of vaguely.
What's like the weirdest one?
Oh
that
God.
you guys-
Do we have it?
The Something
I have a lot of-
Syndicate. Do you
gotta
have
look these
them?
up.
Maybe.
I'll let Dave pull them up.
There were a few highlights, and one of them I thought
The
was
Groove Syndicate, I
No, the
think, was
Groove
one
Alliance
of Groove
was really
Alliance
cool.
was one of them.
I don't think it
I don't
worked for
mind that.
this, but it's a really cool name. I think Will came up with that.
Maybe for like a jazz fusion band.
Yeah,
or something.
I was, yeah.
All the names just felt so niche. And my mother was like, you need one with a Spanish word in it. And I was like, but then that scares off the American clients. And we do a lot of just American. We're
Yeah.
bilingual.
I liked the Band-Aids.
The Band-Aids was very
love
I
funny.
like that.
Yeah.
That's good too.
The Band-Aids was funny.
I also like the one Kelsey came up with.
Are you actually going to
It's
say
my
that in the
favorite one.
podcast? Go ahead, fine.
What was it?
The skid marks.
That's right.
That's like
Kelsey-
a punk
Damn,
band.
Kelsey's
that
my
was the winner.
14-year-old daughter,
Yeah,
by the way.
straight up.
There were
like
other ones
punk.
that we
It's
liked. What was the one that you and I liked? The John Legend song?
You're asking if I remember
you move or
Green
something?
something?
No, it was called
Safe Room.
Save Room. Save
Oh,
Room.
same for
Yeah, but we liked Save Room. I was like, oh, that's like a cool thing, like Save Room. But at the end of the day, we're an event
remember that,
band primarily. And so we needed something that felt elevated enough to be an event band, but also not so uppity that it's not something that you could have playing at Krabby Bill's on Indian Rocks Beach, which we also do. So we were talking about musical terms that aren't overtly musical because we didn't like that idea either, and landed on major, which is like a play on words, right? Because it's major chord, but then it's also major is a word. And then Joe said something major, and it took me a second. And I was like, oh, wait, I think I like that. And the minute that I heard it, it was like, that was the one that I kept coming back to, and I couldn't really get it out. Did you find them yet? You probably have to go
I
way
found the
deep.
inappropriate ones.
Oh, okay.
Let's hear 'em.
Wait, what are you looking at over there?
Do it. Send it.
Hold on. Well, I've scrolled past them, so
Oh, man.
Oh, no, I think I can pull up Scott's Chat GPT ones. But anyway, so something major, the deadline was rapidly approaching, and it was kind of just like, we just took a vote. And I think Dave maybe was the only one who wasn't like 100% like, I love it. And I mean, but it's like it's the best you can do on a short timeline.
Okay.
And after we changed it, I had so many people that were like, oh, I like this so much better. And I've noticed that our older clients have a much easier time, because I can't tell you how many people butchered Modern Measure, like the Modern
Really?
Music Band, the music. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Modern music,
Modern,
Come on out of it.
Modern. I mean, people could not remember that name to save their lives.
Really? People, we
But
need to
they have an easier time with something
get
major.
some lion's mane in
Yeah.
our system.
And we applied for the trademark. Nobody else has it trademarked. That was another thing. It was like there were a lot of great names that
'Cause
we
you don't
thought
wanna run
of.
into this
but if there
situation
was a
again.
trademark already existing in our same category, there was no way we could trademark it. And I never wanted to be in this situation
Yeah,
again.
we have
so
some PTSD.
yeah, so there was a whole
Understandably so.
thing.
I had a similar thing happen, but it's not as traumatic as y'all's situation.
Yeah.
Sorry. But
Oh, I
it was
found
really
them.
frustrating nonetheless. So I put all of my original songs out under Milan. Like, that's my government name. It's kind of like a one word, like Madonna kind of thing.
Right.
And I didn't really want to go by my last name necessarily, because I just have some kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the people pleaser in me, because the way I grew up, I have, I was raised by my stepdad, but I still have
Your
a
dad's.
good relationship with my father.
Right.
And so, like, do I use Shamble? Do I use Downing? I kind of like,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings by, not that I feel like both sides wouldn't care either way, but like,
But you cared.
I felt it was like cooler and like just a better route to take just to go by Milan.
Yeah.
So I released my music. Then a bunch of people were like emailing me and DMing me being like, hey, like, we went to go find your stuff, but it's like this Christian rock guy. I'm like, what? So I go online and it's this guy, Milan Lafrere. He's like French.
I'm kind of picturing him dressing up like you, like, you know.
Honestly, he has some sick hair, so I wouldn't be mad at that. Here, I'm going to show you guys like a photo. But he's been around for a while, and he has a bunch of albums out. American Christian music singer, Milan Lafrere.
And he spells it the same way and everything.
Milan.
Oh my
It's probably like
gosh.
Milan, because most people I've met are men from Europe with the name Milan, like the way that we spell it, but they
Yeah.
say it Milan. But he even did something with like Elvis at one point.
Oh, yeah,
He's in
he's
the
good.
Gospel Music Hall of Fame. But it got to the point where all of my royalties and everything started they got intertwined with him. So I had to contact Spotify and iTunes and be like, hey, can you guys like situate this? I even contacted my PROs to be like, hey, his music and my music are completely different. And it still kept getting mixed up. And you couldn't look up my stuff. Like all of his stuff was coming up first.
Yeah.
And so I took all my music down eventually and re-released it under, I was like, you know what? My name is Milan Shamble, so I'll just go by Milan Shamble. But it's those little things that like, I literally had to like re-release all my songs. And I'm like, do I have the stems and like all the sound like mixed on this? Like, do I still have this? I wrote this like 10 years ago. Like, it's just a frustrating thing. So people learn from our mistakes as artists.
That's Check for traffic, website, because there was a whole list of criteria, right? It couldn't have a ton of competing online traffic because we had already invested a ton of money in the SEO for the other name. And so our funds are not limitless, right? Like our investment amount is still the same. And now those SEO people have to go and redo the SEO. So what our investment that would have gotten us probably twice as far will only get us half as far now because they did half the work already. And now that they're going to use the other half to. So I needed something that didn't have a lot of online competition. Yeah. That was one. The Missing Piece. That was another one that we liked. But it's a furniture store here in Tampa.
I thought about Say Yes. That was the one I thought we liked.
Yeah, that was one that we liked, but it's a furniture store here in Tampa that they also have trademarked. And I was like, they're in the same area. If you look up Missing Piece Tampa, they come up because they've been in the area for years and they have 2 locations. So I was like, forget that. So no online traffic. Like you want minimal competition so people can actually find you. You want to make sure that you can get it trademarked, speak with an attorney because they can do beyond a basic search into all the different categories and like what trademarks people hold that might be close because believe it or not, it's not just the name. Like you can't have a name that's even close. Like he told me, he said Modern Measure, like you wouldn't even be able to do New Measure because it's too close to Modern Measure in the same category. He said, it doesn't even have to be the same words. It could just be the same implied meaning. But if it's in the same category and they hold that level of trademark, like your host. So yeah, do your research. But here are some hilarious ones. I'll give you some that Chat GPT came up with here.
I found a couple too that I thought were highlights.
Go
one
ahead.
of them was 5 bros and 1 hoe.
Yeah, that was a good one.
No, 5 bros, 1 hoe. And then
I love that.
one of my favorites was Only Bands.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
That should be a music festival. The Only Bands Music Festival.
Yeah.
I always like Tanya and the Bitches.
I've
joked for years that that's our band name, but I don't think it's family
the
appropriate.
band name behind.
Yeah,
closed
Tanya and the
doors.
Bitches was one I always like. Yeah, like these are just so cheesy. I mean, we're talking
Like we're all
like the
learning
Groove
something.
Syndicate,
Yeah,
Velvet Vibes Orchestra.
Ooh.
VVO.
You know,
That sounds sensual.
VVO.
I know. Starlight Serenade, Majestic Melodies, Signature Sound, Alto and Ember. I mean, Resonance Drift, which sounds like a video game to me. I don't know why that's like Fast and the Furious vibes to me. Fuego Whisper.
Fuego Whisper.
Like these are so funny. But yeah, needless to say, Chat GPT did not come through on the name. But yeah.
Darn.
But I'm very happy with the new name.
It's good. I really, really like it. And I think it fits you guys and
Thank you.
the dynamic that you have to balance between being corporate but also doing the fun gigs and like making yourself not be like stuffy. You know what I mean?
And it is like a slogan almost and a name. Like we will make your event something major, right?
Oh, I like that.
And Dave had a really cute idea that I think we're going to try to implement for the website that we talked to the team about, but it's like a major birthday party, like a major wedding, like all these different tabs to show, all the different events that we can cover.
What about a major funeral?
Oh my gosh.
I've done a funeral.
I've been hired for
Really?
Actually, I've done it twice.
It's
The
horrendous.
same
And
funeral
shout out-
twice?
Well, it was the same family. No, it's
wow.
actually a really beautiful. It was a really beautiful moment, believe it or not, even though obviously it was like sad. I sang, I actually got it through Koya. What their band is
Well, what band?
the big one.
Where I play with them?
Gin Joint Collective.
Or there are other bands?
Not at Gin Joint. Like
don't
the
know.
big one.
They've played with a few bands.
Are you
I'm
talking
not
about
sure I know.
Decades Rewind?
Yes.
Okay.
It was
Joe
a
didn't
gentleman
remember.
from that band.
Okay.
His I think it was their grandparents died. And the grandpa passed away first. And they needed someone to sing what it's like, oh my God. Why am I drawing a
Amazing
blank?
Grace.
Yes.
I've done enough.
Sing
funerals
Amazing
to know.
Grace.
Oof.
And he was so wonderful. I was like, I didn't know what I was walking into, and it was in Bradenton, so which is where I'm from. And so I I walked in and I like was looking around, and he was like there to greet me, and he was like, "Thank you so much. Like, this, like, he's meant a lot to me. He's meant a lot to everyone in this room. You're going to feel like a lot of feels, but like, just sing the song and like, I'll pay you. And I was like, please, like, I feel weird you paying me. And he like insisted.
Right.
But I sang it and like people started crying. And like, it was kind of weird because I walked in and you know, when you see like a picture of someone or whatever, and the picture, I think they called him Doc. And you could just saw like how much someone was loved in the room. And it was like an odd experience to take in of being like, wow, this person lived such a life. And then like I sang it and I don't know, something kind of like took over me like spiritually in a weird way of being like, wow, I really need to do this song justice. So I sang it, and then his wife was in the audience, and she was like, if anything happens to me, I want you to sing that at my funeral too, which I guess in a way does sound morbid, but like
I can't.
It was very, really sweet the way that she said that.
Yeah, she trusts you.
Yeah,
that's cool.
She was like, I really want like this moment, and then I sang it for hers as well.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Yeah, it's a sad story. It really is, but like same thing. Like she had a lot of love in the room as well, but freakishly enough, the whole family was so kind, and they're like, "You killed that," and I was like, God, thank you.
Bad
and
joke.
They oh my God. And then they were like, oh, do you want to go and get food with us afterwards? And I was like, sure, I guess. So I went and got food with them. And it was right after, I want to say it was probably like a year and a half after I closed up the whole Idol era. And one of the guys who actually works in like television, he recognized me from the show, and he was like, you worked on Idol, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I think he did like the rigs or something like that for the show. And then at that moment he worked for Yellowstone.
Oh yeah.
I think. Yeah. So it was like a weird, like full circle moment,
Wow.
but yeah, it was, there was something about that like I will keep with me forever, because it was so moving.
It is so special. I am like a sympathetic crier, and if anyone is crying, I will cry, even if I don't know you.
Really?
And every time that I have to sit in a funeral, I've done many, but I really actively try to avoid doing them.
You tear up at weddings too. I
know.
see you all the time.
I do. Like if like a father-daughter dance, and like one of them starts to cry, I like, all these guys you were all at my wedding. They were all in my wedding, but like I sobbed. My dad literally, I walk out to the dance floor. My dad goes, "Are you happy?" And I was like, "Yes." And I was like, we didn't barely dance. I was just like swayed while I sobbed in his arms, and everybody in the room sobbed because I was sobbing. That's how I am. So at a funeral, when they're like, and I just love my grandma so much, and they're crying, I'm like, get this knot in my throat.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
get that.
detach emotionally enough to sing at my best, I think.
Okay.
And they're always like, you did a great job, but I'm like, I could have done better.
Yeah.
But I was in the feels.
So
it just takes, I feel like it takes a lot out of you emotionally. And that's why I try to avoid doing them, because
okay. Yeah.
I'm
You
not,
don't want to like,
I don't want to shut off the emotions,
Yeah.
because then it'll be cold and I can't give what I need to the music. But if I don't shut them off, then I'll be sobbing with the rest of them.
I also sometimes see, I'm opposite than you. I feel like because I've done so many weddings and so many like weird moments, I have like crying fatigue, like where I feel like obviously I'm sad that you're sad, but like the only time that I have been like affected enough to where it like vocally, like I feel like I can't get through a song was I did one of one of my best friend's weddings, sang for her walking down the aisle. And her mom, right before, and she was like, "Are you sure you're going to be okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine." And I was like, "I've done this so many times, like, and I've had like a couple glasses of champagne. Like, I'm fine." And Mia, she was like, "Okay." Literally, her name's Tiffany. My friend comes down, and I see her, and I'm also in this wedding,
Right?
You know, and I'm very close with them as a couple. So I saw her walking down. I literally was like, and I was like, what is this coming over me? And
It's impossible
like,
to sing when you're crying. Like,
everyone's
it's
looking at me.
so
Everyone's looking
hard.
at her. I'm like, stop looking at me. Oh, wait, but I'm singing, so I get why you're looking at me. It was just such like a... I get it's not, you don't have control of
You
yourself,
don't.
and so that's what you want to like.
Yeah, because you hold it all in your throat. Like when you're trying not to cry, like your throat tightens, and you're like, "Well, how can I possibly sing like this?"
I literally was like, and I was like, "Oh, I am sorry.
It's
Don't
the
put this.
worst.
Don't record this to the camera people. Take this out." But a lot of people were like, "You did so great," and I'm like,
People like the
Thanks.
emotion, but it's like you just want to die on the inside too. You're like,
but it was like
"Oh."
I genuinely have never been more happy for her in my life, like for that moment, and it was so special to like watch her in such a special moment. So I think it's because I was like I had a personal relationship to it, but yeah, I don't know. But I do want to ask, speaking of, wait, hold on. I wanted to ask you about how we're talking about like different venues that you guys play in Florida, specifically, in my opinion, after the pandemic, the Tampa, Sarasota, St. Pete area, we were kind of like this secret place, I feel like, where you can make a good, decent living being a full-time musician just with the venues and what they offer. Then pandemic happens. I feel like everyone came over here that was a musician, and like when you used to be the Monday and Friday person at this one venue, it's quickly like, oh, we'll get you in next month. You know what I mean? And I feel like this area is becoming more and more oversaturated. But at the same time, a lot of venues are closing. Like, why do you guys think that certain venues like monumental venues, like most of the music places around us are kind of no longer? Why do you guys think that is?
Yeah, the Hideaway closed in St. Pete.
Yeah.
That
Which
was
is
like,
Super
insane.
yeah, that is crazy.
It was such a staple, and like and where you would see people that do actual corporate stuff become artists as well. And so like you had the room to have that a venue like that to exercise both
yeah.
parts of yourself.
Yeah, it catered to artists
Mhm.
a lot of the time, not just cover music. It was mostly artists, right?
Yeah, I think it was mostly original stuff. I think, to your question about why do you think
Mhm.
this happened during the pandemic, I think people just stopped going out as much, and
Okay.
I can't say this definitively, but I'm not sure. Like, there's so much attention for young people's brains in regards to different kinds of media, like TikTok, video games, so much stuff. I'm not sure people go out to hear original music as much, that like of a younger generation.
Yeah.
That could be part of it. I'm not really sure if that was necessarily their clientele. Like, I feel like I would always see 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s there. So it could have just been, the pandemic,
I agree. I feel like even thinking about certain gigs of mine right now, it's people that are in their 30s to 60s that
Yeah.
are mostly the people that like, what's your schedule like? When are you going to be here next? Or DMing me, or
Yeah.
like they seek out certain artists.
That's what I've noticed too.
That's interesting though, because you would think that, I don't know, when I was younger, half of why I'm the musician or like the singer or the artist that I am is because I was so like honestly disgustingly obsessed with music. Like I remember hiding my earbuds and like, I would wear a hoodie to high school like almost every day just so I can like have an earbud in
Were you
and
a
like
goth
hide
kid?
it. Huh?
Were you a goth kid secretly?
No,
Oh,
I was just
kidding.
I wasn't like
What were you listening to?
I don't know what I was. I was
That's a
kind
good
of
question. What were you listening to?
some of my
What
favorite
was everyone
artists
listening to in high
were
school? That's so funny.
Modern Measure.
yeah. How did you know?
Not that Modern Measure. Formerly Modern Measure.
I don't
No,
want to
the
be
real deal.
such a fangirl,
The
but like
electronic
definitely.
duo.
I was really big into everything Lauryn Hill, like everything Fugees that I can get
So
into.
you're listening to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Isn't that the name of that album?
Yeah,
That one.
in school. Isn't that?
That's funny.
That like old school Fugees, like their first record, and like I like to start with like a Lauryn Hill with Miseducation, and I like to like go back to see like where they began and like how they sounded when they began. And when you hear like vocab and stuff like that from the Fugees, and you just hear like the way that they thought to rap back then. And I think for Lauryn Hill, my biggest question for her would be like, how did she get the confidence to get the cadence around like a time period with rappers that were mostly men and like with distinct voices? Like she had to copy someone, and I want to know who she copied in order to get that kind of like confidence and like swag to be able to say half the shit that she said. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Lauryn Hill, definitely. I was really big into, I was a huge Kanye fan. And honestly, though he like take his personal life out there, I just like to hear where he's at still. I don't always agree with where he's at, but I think it's interesting to watch him too. And like, I'm also originally from Chicago, so I had like a heart tie with him and everything that he did with the city. I was an Avril Lavigne girly.
I was Avril.
Oh,
Avril's my whole heart. I just went to New York. I flew to New York in September to see Avril Lavigne in concert for her greatest hits
was
tour.
she amazing?
She was.
I saw her.
She's my whole heart and my soul. I wish I could have heard all four of her, like her first four albums, and I would have just been like, I would have spent 5 hours there listening to them all.
Complicated is such like, to me, that's for the 90s women who loved Alanis Morissette. That was on my
Yep. Jagged Little
the
Pill is
90s
a
women who
huge album
loved
for me.
Alanis. I feel like Avril's are Alanis, like the inner
sure.
angsty bitchy side of us, but it's like also sweet, but also like
I feel like I grew up with Avril because when she came, I was like the same. I felt like I was pretty much the same age that she was when she
did you get the
came out.
PacSun like chain jeans?
Dude, well,
Etnies.
I always had, as you see, I have curly hair, so I could never get my hair like stick straight like Avril, like back in the day.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like the tank top with the super low rise, like baggy jeans with the tie and like
That was the
raccoon
thing.
eyeliner. Like
That was
I
the
just
fit.
wanted to be Avril. And actually, everybody always asks me, why don't you ever, this is like maybe a cop out answer, but why don't you ever write? Like, I feel like you would be a great songwriter. You should write. And I'm like, I don't write because everything that I could ever want to say, Avril already said perfectly. Like dead
that.
ass. Like I could not think of any better way to say the things that I would want to say.
What was in your high school arsenal?
Weren't you a Ben Folds?
Music? Oh, I listened to a ton of Ben Folds.
Yeah.
But before that, I mean, if you go back, MP3 CD player,
LimeWire,
LimeWire,
Crossword
BearShare.
days.
Well, I used BearShare.
Kazaa.
A lot of people don't know what that is, I guess.
You would use BearShare.
Hey, you LimeWire elitists. I listened to Linkin Park.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
let's go.
Yeah.
It starts with one thing. I don't
listen to
know
Linkin
why.
Park, too.
It doesn't even matter.
What a
how
funny
hard you
band.
try. I was into all that rock. My brother used
You
to make me
know?
listen to 98 Rock every day on the way to school.
What do you mean fun?
Go on.
It was just rock with like
Like
this
the
rapper
rap?
guy.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, Daniel always.
it's a very
Kind of-
interesting mix of
always
musical elements
Daniel be
that
talking
really
shit
came
about Linkin
together.
Park.
You have to have the nerve, because it's one thing to be like, let's put rock with rap. But remember when Korn released that one song and there's like that bullet
yes.
in the music video?
Yes, I know exactly what you're
and
talking
he like
about.
scats in it.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't hate that song, but I don't love that part. You know what I mean?
It's like Kid Rock's first hit was like rock rap too.
I
right?
love Kid Rock. I'm not even gonna lie.
I
I saw him live,
and
and
sorry, I said a bad word. I'm sorry.
No, you
Children
can.
don't
It's
listen.
a podcast. There, no one's gonna yell at me.
Fuck shit, damn ass fuck.
My Grammy might, but it's okay.
Sorry, Grammy.
No, she's heard me say it before. She's just like, I don't know.
I was walking around with a lot of movie soundtracks too.
Oh,
And I think I was probably the only kid listening to that.
Were you like
And I felt
John Williams movie soundtracks, like Hans Zimmer,
Danny Elfman, definitely.
Danny Elfman.
John Williams.
like because you were interested in the time in scoring, or
Probably. It was just good music.
I love
Just
that.
good music.
What's your favorite like movie soundtrack?
Oh, that's a good question.
You want us to give you time? You'll come
Yeah,
back.
let's
What were you
have some
listening
dead air
to?
while I think about that.
Well, in middle school, I definitely liked Korn.
did like
oh
Korn?
yeah.
Really?
Oh, I loved Korn. I would always listen on the way going snowboarding with friends.
Oh my gosh.
But I'd say what I really liked was just old school singer songwriters and like singer songwriter kind of bands. So Jackson Browne, the band, and then Ryan Adams, not Bryan Adams, but do you guys know Ryan Adams?
I don't. I didn't even
I
know the
think I
band
do.
until I did that one gig with you and you sang
Yeah.
that one song.
Ryan
Weight.
Adams was like a singer songwriter that kind of came out at the same time as like the White Stripes and the Strokes.
Okay.
But he was more like weird indie singer songwriter and like country, so kind of like a mix, but not like pop country, like kind of just like alt country. And Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah,
Of course.
Dave Matthews.
A lot of Dave Matthews.
Did you like John Mayer?
I love John Mayer too. Yeah, loved him.
Did you love him as much as Korn?
Way more than Korn, as it turned out. Well, middle school me, obviously
Korn with a K.
Yeah, Korn with the K. That was it, but not high school me.
Daniel has an interesting. He was listening. He was a weird kid. I'm gonna tell you that.
Wow.
It's true.
We all were weird kids, though.
Yeah,
I
he was
was-
listening to. He was.
Well, I grew up in Mexico, as you guys probably know, and my older brother, he liked what every other 90s like teen person was listening to, which was Nirvana, basically.
Mhm.
So I
What about
listened to
Molotov?
well, that too. Molotov from Mexico. It's awesome. But so I listened to pretty much everything that my older brother was listening to. He's 5 years older than me. So sorry, my voice is scratchy. But then when I got to the US, it was weird. Through like in my home, I guess like there was a lot of Latin music being played. But then for whatever reason, I took like I was a total wigger. I was like 100% listening to like 50 Cent, G Unit, like all these artists that were
Honestly,
just
like
coming out.
50 Cent
What?
had
Weren't you
such
into
a
Biggie?
chokehold.
Biggie Smalls, dude,
Yeah, he loves
incredible. I'm
Biggie,
still into
yeah.
Biggie right now. Not so much the other ones that I just mentioned, but Biggie is like so good.
50 Cent, he had like
He had some bops. for sure.
that. I still remember that like album cover with him like with the abs and the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the bullet going through the
Yeah.
and all like the window. What is it? Get Rich Die Trying? Yeah, that was like that had a like chokehold on society. That
was-
whole
Yeah, dude.
album.
I was more into Eminem than 50 Cent, but I
Yeah.
was big
Oh,
into
Eminem too.
for
I
a
liked
while.
Eminem too.
For a while.
And then once I started
Big
playing,
time.
it literally all shifted to like crazy, weird, like instrumental stuff.
Like the Macarena.
Yeah. Like La Cucaracha, actually.
That's right. No, I was listening to like, you know, like bass player specific people like Jaco Pastorius and like all the artists that he worked with, like Joni Mitchell and
Why don't you tell them what you did for your school talent show?
for talent show when I so it's weird. I listened to a lot of Rush when I first started playing bass.
Okay.
Before I knew about any of these jazz guys, Geddy Lee was basically the person that kind of had a hold on me for all of the, for basically, I would probably not be playing bass if it weren't for Geddy Lee, like stringing me along the whole way. And then for my school talent show in my 8th grade, I had a friend, his name was Dan Ferrer, and we played YYZ, which is like this crazy like instrumental like chopsy kind of thing between the drums and bass, and that's literally it, just drums and bass. Played this thing. We obviously didn't win because nobody cares about this stuff. But that's what I did. And anyway, then it all turned into like jazz and Latin stuff.
Was that
from
your
there.
first like, oh damn, like they didn't get it moment?
Kinda. I already knew it wasn't gonna be a thing. He had like a little electric drum set pad, like for real. It was like totally not.
Did you call yourselves Dan Squared?
Bless you guys.
No,
Because you were both
but
Dan.
it was great. It was a good time. I'll remember that forever.
I think like half of it is like having the experience and saying like we did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we followed through with like it's one thing being like I'm going to sign up for a talent show, and then it's like another thing to be like, okay, I'm going to sign up with my friend, and then my friend's going to say yes, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do. And then we're going to have like a weird idea, and then we're going to follow through with doing that in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I think that could I think certain musicians have that moment, but like it can also go the opposite way where it's like you bomb and you never do something again. I remember
Did you guys do these things? Was this normal? I don't know, because my mother told me what I was doing. She was like, you're going to
Really?
be in this talent show, and this is what you're going to wear, and this is what you're going to sing. And I won every time, but I mean, it was all planned out for me. Oh, yes.
No,
Nah.
I feel like I remember
Not
one
even
time
close.
I was
Sounds terrible.
in 4th grade, and remember the 3LW song that's like players they gon' play and haters they gonna hate. Yeah.
Fallers, they gonna
Okay,
fall.
so I came up with this whole routine. I had to perform it in front of my class. I like literally
Dance
stayed up
moves
all
to
night. No,
that ain't
yes.
got nothing to do.
And then
Yeah.
I had to perform it for like the lady, like the other teacher that was putting it on for like our grade. And like the whole, like, I think it was in 4th grade, the whole 4th grade.
This is like an audition.
Yeah. Basically, I had to like, I think our talent show was like by grade, like that we would send someone in for, so there'd be like a kindergartner, there'd be a 5th grade person, but like, yeah, that's the way they did it. I don't know. That's actually kind of weird. Sorry.
You're good.
It's kind of weird now that I think about it. But I went through all the trouble. I did this audition, and then this one teacher was like, I feel like that song's a little inappropriate. And I was like, my mom said it's fine. And that's what matters here.
My mama said.
And also, I auditioned with my class, and my teacher said it's fine as well. And she was like, no, you're going to have to change it. So I had to change it to Survivor, which was also a good song, but it wasn't. I had to redo my whole routine. But like, I don't know. I feel like she took the wind out of my sails a little bit
Oh, she was
because
the
I had
Tanya.
a,
She
like
was
I
the
had an
dream crusher.
idea. You know what I mean?
She yanked you down to reality.
Have you guys ever had a moment where you like bombed so hard that it like still follows you?
No.
Every weekend.
Oh no, you don't.
I mean, in a way, but not really. Obviously, long time ago, it would sit with you for a while. But you do this for 10, 15 plus years, and you make mistakes all the time. And you kind of, maybe on the drive home, you're kind of thinking about it. And then you go to
Yeah.
bed and it's fine.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah.
I have always been the type that excels under pressure. I actually depend on it. I think that's my cop out for not practicing.
Really?
There's so much that I cannot accomplish in a practice, but I can accomplish on a stage in front of people, because that's 100%. I can do things in a live performance that I could never, ever, ever do in a practice, because I think
The
my body
energy?
literally feeds off of the adrenaline, and I use it, and I need it. I rely upon it, which maybe isn't a good thing, but that's just the way that I've always been. And actually, I did want to enter a talent show. The first talent show I ever did, I told my mom, I want to sing in the school talent show. I was 7. And she said, why? And I said, because I want to. And my mom had terrible stage fright. But then after that, she said, well, you're going to sing this song, and I'm going to make your brother do it with you
Aw.
because I don't want you to have to do it alone.
That is
So
cute
my
though. She's
poor
looking out
brother
for
was
you.
like on this stage with me, and he wasn't singing at one point, and I like elbowed him, and I was like pointed at his microphone like, sing, bitch. But that was the only talent show that I voluntarily did. It was that one. But she still told me what to sing and dressed me and did
Do you
my hair
like
and
that
all this
though?
stuff.
Do you like I think there are certain artists that it's like, okay, I can do whatever, but there's certain artists that like to be told like what their deal is, what their package is, what their like just give me the song, give me the dance number and I will do it. But there's also people that like the process, I guess?
I think for me, I'm not naturally, I think the guys hate it when I say this, but like, I don't know that I wouldn't call myself an artist. I wouldn't even call myself a musician, really. I would maybe call myself a vocalist. As I've gotten older and I've been playing with these guys, I've been feeling more inspired to step outside of the box, because I was raised in theater, right? And in theater, you sing the song, how it goes, and you play the part and you wear the costume and the makeup and the hair. And that's what I came up in. And I happened to do these other styles. And then as I got older, it was like I didn't know where I belonged in the world, because I knew that I didn't want the pressure of having to audition for a lifetime, right? That I didn't want that life. And that is the life of a theater performer.
It is.
Right? And everybody was always like, you're a great singer, which implied that I wasn't a great actress. And I don't think that I was when I was younger. Meanwhile, they were always like, Amanda's my sister, she's an amazing actress. So I always had this thing where people were like pitting us against each other. She's the actress and you're the singer. And so there was some insecurity that had been built in there. So I didn't know where I belonged, like I said. So I studied classically, I studied privately. I studied privately for 20 years. I studied musical theater, and then I studied jazz, and ultimately my parents were like, you're going to college, end of story. Decided to do studio music and jazz vocal because it sounded the least scary. But when I got there, it was like, I don't belong here either.
I feel like college. So I went to FAU, and I was part of the commercial music business program, but I already knew I don't know logic or theory when it comes to music, and you have to know it there. And so I think there's a part of music that I like not having the language.
I think there can be a benefit to that. I've had this conversation with Daniel and many other musicians before as to at what point do you know too much, right?
Correct.
Do you know so much that it's inhibiting you, where you say, I can't make that choice because theoretically it doesn't work, or like it's wrong. Like that thing in Six where there's this Broadway show called Six, and they sing this melody line over this chord, and I'm like, what is this, Daniel? He goes, it's wrong. And I'm like, but it's cool.
Wrong.
And he's like, but it's wrong. It's just wrong. And I'm like, but it's cool. And he knows about theory, but it's like, if you know, then maybe you wouldn't make that choice, right?
Like elitist, I feel like, mentality that goes along with being a really great jazz musician, right? Like jazz musicians have done their homework, and they're put in their hours to know that they're right about something being wrong. But what actually makes it wrong? Is it because you know that it's wrong, or is it because
I mean, it's just choices. But I think there's a beauty, like I hear, like when I heard you sing at the showcase, like a couple months ago, we were in the car and I was just like, Milan thinks of all the most amazing things. And I was just like,
thank you.
So jealous. Happy for you. I love you.
Absolutely hungover.
Well, you sounded amazing.
And my voice was shot because I came from that wedding that I cried at. So
it was the choices that you made though. And it's like, I was like, she's like a jazz singer, and like you're just making these amazing choices, but it's so intuitive for you. And I think that there's a level of singer that like the more that you do it and the more that you study-ish kind of sort of by proxy of singing with these people and hearing like the different chords that they play and the substitutions, like that benefits somebody like me because I would otherwise be in a box. But I think for somebody like you that just has it so naturally, where these choices just occur to you out of your own mind, probably largely because of what you listened to growing up, Lauryn Hill and all these other people.
I also listened to, like, I was a weird jazz kid, but not like instrumentalist, like
Coltrane or
Billie
something.
Holiday, like Sarah Vaughan,
I liked
Ella Fitzgerald,
like more Sarah Vaughan, more Dinah Washington stuff, more who's the guy? Louis Prima. I love his stuff. I think that listening to him taught me like spontaneity.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. And like how you need to engage crowds. I don't always use that, but I think you're really, really good with knowing theory, but knowing when to like turn that part of your brain off at times.
That's a really nice compliment. It
Because
might just also be off on accident. It's not.
Facts. But I also think like, I think there's a certain type of, I guess, vulnerability with that though too, because I feel like I've sang with you for a long time now, and I feel like I know when I'm sticking in my comfort box, and I feel like like the times where I'm like, no, really, I can't hit that tonight, or like you're like, we're gonna key change, but like not tell me, and then I'm like, you know what, I can hit that, let's go for it. You know what I mean? So I feel like you do have a good way of like using that and harnessing it from harnessing that energy with other musicians and stuff like that.
Very nice. It's always a dance, I think, for all of us playing with a singer, because you don't know necessarily if they want, how much they want you to lead or take control or make a choice like that. Like maybe we should move the key.
Mm-hmm.
With both of you, it's very easy. You two are.
That's very.
I mean,
nice.
wouldn't you all agree?
Thank you.
Some of the easiest singers
Yeah.
to accompany.
I think also you don't give yourself enough credit a lot, because I've seen so cut to, we all did the Florida State Fair together, but we didn't know that, well, after this story we're going to be cutting out, but we all did the Florida State Fair together, and we all were with each other day and night for about a week.
Summer camp, baby.
And watching you sing and like the notes that you hit and like the song choices and stuff like that, and you do a really good job of like being creative with your, like you absolutely, out of, I want to say most of the women that are coming to my brain, Kayla Ember is really, really great at it as well, of using your voice like an instrument and not just being a singer, if that makes sense. Like there's a singer that can sing anything, and you're like, oh yeah, she like sang Whitney, oh she sang this, but like you have your own sound. I just don't think you recognize all the time that you have your own sound.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's true. I agree with this.
They're my biggest supporters, and I constantly feel like the weakest link all the time. And I think that's a good thing though, because the truth is that I've become exponentially, I'm going to get emotional. Damn it. I have grown more in the 6 or 7 years that we have played together than I did in any of the 15 years of singing before that. And that's the truth.
Well, I think that they're all going to hear that when we sing our songs that we're about to sing. Yes. And here we go.
1, 2, here.
And driving around in a Chevrolet Beretta, back and forth to the local garage sales. Every other weekend, they supervise our visit. Yeah, the family meeting at Cracker Barrel. And I don't remember what was in my head. No, no. Back then, it was all I ever known. Doing the best with what we had. I guess that's all I could ever want. It comes and goes, but I need that shine. As the years, they stay on my mind. 99 in the summertime. 1999 in the summertime. It comes and goes, but I need that shine. As the years, they stay on my mind. 99 in the summertime. 1999 in the summertime. Oh, 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 oh. As the years they stay on my mind. 99 in the summertime. 1999 in the summertime. Comes and goes, but I need that shine. As the years they stay on my mind. 99 in the summertime. 1999 in the summertime. They stay on my mind. 99 in the summertime. 1999 in the summertime. Comes and goes, but I need that shine. As the years they stay on my mind. 99 in the summertime. 1999 in the summertime. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna be doing Fix You next.
Next on the Blonde Podcast.
It's called Crowd Pleasers. Hopefully you check the trademark.
Too soon.
Tears stream down your face. I promise you I will learn from my mistakes. Tears stream down your face. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Sorry about that harmony. It's your own harmony.
I was in my head. I was like, damn, that was so good. And then I was like, oh shit, you have to sing. All right, this is Crowd Pleasers. You can check out Something Major Band, their schedule. We'll put it all on the socials. You can also check out my stuff. And thank you guys for showing up today.
Thank you for having us.
This was fun. All right, bye guys.